What is going on, my friends? As FSD completely obliterates these little roundabouts, we're heading over to pick up a customer, and we'll see if we've got a reaction, a ride-along, or something in between. We are kind of southwest of Deltona, just east of Mount Dora by about 20 minutes, in a place called Sanford, Florida. So, if anyone's familiar, you might recognize some of these roads. And this isn't too long of a ride, so this video will likely go up as a ride along. People have been kind of quiet around the experience, but hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get somebody that just flips out, or we get somebody who is really unaware of Tesla, or maybe has bad information. We'll see. All kinds of possibilities. We'll be pulling up here soon. I suppose I should start explaining that I'm on hardware 3 with this 2020 Tesla, so I do not have 12.5. That's why I'm still on 12.3.6. I didn't even get any of the 12.4 branch that I believe some people on hardware 3 did get. But yep, nope, like everybody else, I am eagerly awaiting the 12.5 releases. I'm sort of predicting we'll get those around the same time as Cybertruck. That might be the optimization goal, but we'll see. Heading to nice and easy sports bar?
Yes.
Alright. And feel free to let me know if the temperature's a little warm for you.
That's good.
Come on, you got it. Hell yeah. It's a pretty big step when this thing learned how to do U-turns and to get out of cul-de-sacs.
Nice. How long you had this car?
I took delivery of this in 2020.
Oh, cool.
Approaching 200,000 miles on this bad boy.
Really?
About 175,000 right now.
Holy moly.
I've had probably over 16,000 passengers at this point.
Wow.
It's a beast.
Cool.
Pride of American engineering right there. Still on the original brakes too.
Holy cow.
They're practically new. Around
Wow.
7 millimeters. The only maintenance I really can't get away from is tires.
Yeah.
Since that's all I got, I can't really complain.
Exactly.
These roads are so much nicer to drive on compared to California.
Yeah. Is that where you used to live?
Yeah, I lived there for a little over a decade. Finally got out of there. I was actually born and raised in Florida.
Oh, yeah?
Good old military brought me all the way to the West Coast.
Where in California?
San Diego,
Okay.
down close to the border. Population-wise, kind of a nightmare.
And traffic's brutal, huh?
Well, yeah, it definitely can be. It's not as bad as LA, but ironically enough, some of the traffic out here is felt a little bit more intense.
Oh, really?
In specific areas, mostly down towards south of Kissimmee, like in Haines City, Davenport.
Yeah.
There are some of those back roads that at 6 a.m. are just stopped.
Wow.
There's really no way to route around them once you're stuck on them.
That's crazy.
Up here's been fine. I've been kind of around the Sanford, Lake Mary area a bit, and it hasn't been bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I've lived in Florida my whole life. One of the few people.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Florida Hospital South in Orlando.
Nice.
I left here at 19 to go chase a chick into Texas, and then joined the Navy out of Texas and went to California.
Yeah.
It definitely feels good to be back.
Yeah, I almost followed a girl to Virginia, but I followed her to Fort Lauderdale, but then she was moved to Virginia, and I was like, Virginia, no.
Sounds like you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was actually getting my deployment orders, it was either going to be to Norfolk, Virginia, or San Diego, California.
Oh, wow.
So I got the better of those two, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And back in 2013, California was a bit of a different monster. It wasn't quite as bad as it is now.
Right.
It really kind of went downhill. Probably, with the entry of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That just made everything sort of shit its pants.
Yeah.
Wow, that is quite a house.
It's been for sale a couple different times. Might still be.
So I know something like that in California would probably be around 10 million.
Right.
I don't know what that is here.
Yeah.
I mean, just some nice kind of standard luxury houses will be 2 to 3 plus.
Crazy, isn't it?
My house there would be nearly $1 million. It's insane. That's one of the reasons I moved back. I was tired of renting and wanted to actually have some property, but it was not happening out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get the prices. I don't understand where all the money's coming from. Like, what do all these people do to be able to afford all that stuff?
Yeah. There's a lot of, kind of .com era and Silicon Valley types and such. A lot of early money that ballooned and passed on to children and such.
Yeah.
I don't know, you think with all that capital flowing in, the state would do better, but it's pretty bad. California doesn't really seem to know how to manage its money on the government side.
That's what I heard. San Francisco's really getting terrible.
Yeah, it's practically an anarchist state at this point. I think they finally got some new leadership that are going to try to, get some semblance of law and order back, but there's such an anti-cop mentality out there.
Yeah, I did not like San Francisco when I went there one time. Just driving around there, like, every road's one way down in downtown. It's like, it's awful.
Yeah. I've driven around the Bay Area, not directly in San Francisco, thankfully. But I've been around San Jose, Berkeley, a lot of the Bay Area. And it's kind of just another flavor of LA, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which I don't really think too highly of either.
Exactly.
I used to take some customers on rare occasions from like San Diego into LA, and man, those paid well, but my goodness, the struggle on my spirit to deal with that traffic.
Exactly.
It's not worth it.
I can't stand that, sitting in traffic like that. I don't know how people do that, where they drive an hour and a half to get to work. Like, if you lived in here and had to drive to Tampa every day, I could not do it.
Yep.
There's no way. There's people that do it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what time of day, you're going to be stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Both ways. There's no real way to get around it.
Yeah.
I will give San Diego credit for being not quite that bad. And I learned the times a day just to not drive to avoid it, which I'm sort of learning out here too, because I live down in Polk County, and they're early risers. My gosh.
Yeah.
Because in San Diego, I knew the traffic really kicked off in the morning around like 7:30, and usually lasted until about 9:30. And it wasn't, stop dead traffic. It was just kind of an annoying congestion you got around. Then the afternoon rush hour was the stopped horrible thing, and that was usually from about 3:30 to about 6:30. Out here, it's a lot earlier, in my area at least, so I don't know, I might avoid the roads between 6 and 7:30 in the morning. I'm an early riser. I get at it usually 4 to 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Early bird gets the worm and all. It is kind of cool being back with I-4, because out in San Diego and such, it's the 5. So, going from 5 to 4. Oh yeah, Lake Marion Boulevard. It's been hitting a lot of nostalgia for me too, because I mean the last time I was driving these roads regularly, I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah?
Now I'm 33. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I've lived around here most of my life.
A lot of areas have really changed and cleaned up a bit, like around Cimarron and Red Bug Road with the overpass they installed there. That's new. That wasn't there. I graduated from Oviedo High School, and that whole area is. I haven't actually been through like Old Town Oviedo yet, but Red Bug and the Cimarron area around it is definitely changed.
Oh, yeah. That's out by UCF. That's where I went to school. It's totally different out there. There's nothing out there when I went to school out there, and now it's restaurants and bars and 8 million apartments.
That's what they're predicting for the Polk County area, because it's very much country and open greenland right now. Cybertruck! Woo! It's still cool to see as many of those as I see in Florida. I mean, they're actually getting to be pretty common. In Cali, I'll see like 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah.
But I'm actually seeing those down in that country area that I'm talking about, which is kind of cool, because they're going to see that it can actually do a truck's job.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're predicting a 2 to 3x in population in Polk County over the next year or two.
Oh, wow.
And I'm kind of glad we got in when we did. I'm going to enjoy the greenery and the country look while I can. Forgot how nice it is compared to living in a metropolis that can't do anything but build up.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of green space out in Southern California anymore.
Right.
Unless you go out to the east into the desert. That's not the same vibe. you don't mind me asking, how's the self-driving taxi felt for you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not too crazy?
No. I'm in the car business, so.
It has been kind of funny over the years to see how many people are like the different spectrums of reactions to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that are blown away, and then other people that are just like, yeah, it's cool. And some that just don't understand that it actually is driving itself.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little overly cautious.
Yeah. Does it do the pedals and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this whole trip so far has been fully autonomous.
Cool.
If I take over, you hear it chime like that,
Oh, yeah?
and the little blue line and blue steering wheel goes away. I can give it throttle if it gets stuck or is taking too long, and I can try to get it to change lanes. And I say try because now, since it's on a really smart artificial neural net, it sometimes will disagree with the decision to try to change lanes and say, no, I'm going to stay here.
If you want to run that yellow like that didn't, you could just take over and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have either just grabbed the throttle and grabbed the wheel, because that's another way to disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interfacing is just like with cruise control, which is nice. So if you want to take over, it's just bam, you got it.
Yeah.
Given what I do, I've enjoyed collecting the data and proving out the concept of a, RoboTaxi, as it's been called in different veins. It is doing better here in Florida than it was in California.
Yeah.
Probably because there 70% of my driving was highway, and the highway stuff isn't on that same really smart neural net. Not yet. City street stuff is, and it's a step above. Often better than the crazy humans around us.
Yeah.
Though humans don't really set the bar very high.
Have you seen it, like, wig out or anything? Like, somebody's walking across the street or, something, like, weird happened?
It's been a long time since it's actually wigged out, as I would classify. Early on in the version 10 days back in 2022, if a person looked like they might be crossing the street, it would hit that brake hard.
Yeah.
or dodge them. It's obviously geared up to 1,000 for safety, so if a pedestrian or a cyclist or something is involved, it would be over over-exaggerated.
Bicycle or something. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yep. Now it's actually got what I would call finesse. When there's a cyclist on the road, it'll gently just sort of go around like we will. With people, it's pretty good at telling if they're actually planning to get in the street or not. It's very rare that that's an issue. California, there's a really big homeless problem, and it wouldn't be too uncommon for you to have somebody who jumps out in the street. Like,
Right.
there are people that literally jump in the street and, like, scream at cars.
Oh, God.
It's crazy. I wish I was making that up. And in those cases, I usually take over, especially if I'm with a customer, because I've no need to, put them in uncomfortable situations.
Right.
But,
Get the hell out of there.
take over. Yeah. There was a case where there's a dude downtown San Diego chasing another guy with like a 10-foot pipe,
Oh,
and close enough to where he could have hit my car with it. I was like, all right,
that's
I'm just gonna get out of here now. Freaking crazy.
holy cow.
Yeah, don't miss that.
Yeah, this is good right here. I'm just picking up my car.
Sounds good. It's
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
sir.
chatting with you.
You too.
And yeah, just hold that button at the top and push out. There you go. All right, that was a pretty good ride. FSD did fantastic. And another example on the excitement spectrum, or lack thereof, of what it can be like with talking about a car that's on full self-driving. Was trying to gauge him out. He seemed interested in talking, but not overly interested in talking. So I was trying to balance out how much I threw at him as far as conversation goes. But that was pretty good. We're actually right next to our next customer, so we're gonna grab them and get on to the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in.